Hey g'day boys and girls, shills and blokes, my name is Jacob and wowza do I have some exciting news to share that blew my bloody mind reading it earlier tonight. So a little PS Vita game called Freedom Wars is getting remastered for most modern platforms early next year. I loved this game back in the Vita days, having played a lot of it myself. I even earned the annoying Platinum trophy, it was fun times. But I just assumed it would remain one of those old forgotten Vita games and that was that, so color me surprised hearing it's getting this well-deserved remaster. And please allow me the time now to enlighten you on this wonderful little game and why you should perhaps be keeping an eye out for its release. Freedom Wars is a Monster Hunter-like, similar to God Eater, Soul Sacrifice, Toukiden, and more in the sense they all tried to replace a big Monhun hole left on the Sony handheld systems after Capcom jumped over to Nintendo for a decade. So that means you can expect a lot of big monster fights, which here are called the Abductors and are these weird looking mech creatures. Hunting isn't all you do though, since Freedom Wars offers a variety of different game modes like rescue operations, dungeon crawling, and PvP. Oh yeah, you heard that right, this game has PvP, with the usual game modes like Team Deathmatch, Free-for-all, and more. There's even player faction warfare between the many factions you're forced to side with one of at the start of the game, where you'll be competing for resources to earn the top rank in the global leaderboards. The PvP is one of the biggest things I'm excited to jump back into with the release of this remaster because the gunplay in this game was pretty damn good. I should probably share a little about the gameplay having said all that. So in Freedom Wars, there's many weapons to choose from, like the handy chainsaw knives used to sever the mech limbs mid-combat, limiting the enemy attacks to fully automatic rocket launchers, which I find is a hilarious concept. You can choose any two of these weapons, even choosing two of the same weapon if you like, and you can swap between these in combat anytime, kind of like what Monster Hunter Wilds is doing now. There's also a grapple hook called the Fawns, which is a fun tool used in many different ways, from tripping the large mechs, clutch clawing to them to try severing the limbs, or simply just map traversal, which can get pretty crazy during PvP. One of the dev teams behind Freedom Wars, called Dimps, reused and expanded on a lot of this gameplay in Sword Art Online's Fatal Bullet game, so if you're familiar with that, you know what to expect here. I'll admit that combat wasn't the best in the original game, like the melee weapons all felt really bad to play from my experience, and the weapon drop/crafting system suffered from those terrible mobile game wait timer bullshit mechanics. But thankfully that's confirmed to all be getting reworked in the remaster, so thank God for that. Next, there was a story, but personally I thought it was rubbish and never really cared about it. However, it's serviceable enough to guide the players through the game's hunter ranks, which at the time was better than anything Monster Hunter was doing. You start the game as a prisoner trying to earn your freedom, and that's as much as I'm willing to say to avoid spoilers. The concept though leads to some funny progression methods, such as having to earn the simple privilege to sit down or sprint without getting further charged for breaking the law, as you are being treated less than human for being a criminal. The story missions can be completed online with your mates, so that's a big win there. Each quest you do online is marked as complete during the solo portion, so when you return to your offline lobby, you only need to talk to the NPCs that advance the story with no need to repeat any of the missions they ask you to clear. The online play here is really good, which is an important part of a Monster Hunter game for me, but if you're not someone who likes to socialize, then the game does offer NPC allies who will join and assist you with these quests offline. I mentioned earlier about the PvP factions, but don't worry too much about those since they don't actually get in the way of playing with others online. Hopefully, that's enough to get you as excited about this upcoming Freedom Wars remaster as I am. I think this will be a fun little game releasing early January 2025 that will tide us all over for Monster Hunter Wilds release later that same year. If you made it here to the end, then cheers. Your support goes a long way of helping my channel grow, so please consider liking the video if you liked it or dislike it if you didn't. I'm open to dialogue in the comments, so why not tell me if you heard of Freedom Wars before and what do you think about it or this remaster. and subscribe for more content like this, whether it be Monster Hunter or anything else like it. I'm going to be talking about it. Alright, that's all. Have a good one, people. Cheers.